Welcome to NCPrepsLive. I'm Dina King, publisher of NC Preps, and looks like we're going to have Girls Day only here. Joining right now, Chelsea Sipple, Brianna Broom, Tally Hagler will be on shortly. Must be getting in from activities and everything. Jack Leary, he is on the baseball diamond tonight down in, I guess, for the Richland Wildcats. Chris Hughes, he may be on the road trying to get back to North Carolina to come watch some state championship games this weekend. So who knows? He may drop in suddenly. Who knows? We know he loves high school football and got a lot of good friends that are playing in state championships this weekend, and I know he wants to be up here and watch those. So, gals, how are y'all doing?
I'm good. Not much going on. Hopefully some cross workouts this summer, but other than that, not much.
Yeah, I'm doing good. Softball ended, so I've been having my afternoons back and catching up on college work because I'll finish this week. So then I've got a summer after Friday. So
yeah, it's nice to see Brianna. Nice to see you back. You know, we had a lot of people concerned. You know, they're like, "Where's Brianna?" There's Tally. Welcome back, Tally.
Hey,
so I was like, "It's Girls' Day today." So you know, I know Chris and Jack would love to be on because I'm going to make this a special senior night edition. You know, you have your senior nights in sports, so we're going to say happy senior night to Tally, who's going to be graduating at A.L. Brown and heading to Chapel Hill to be a Tar Heel. And then we have Rihanna, who's graduating from North Lincoln. And you're still going to Catawba Valley?
I am.
And going to possibly get married, right?
Yes.
So congratulations to both of you. We're real proud of
you. Thank you.
And Tally made news, all conference in softball. Seen that today, and congratulations on that. Brianna, how did you do? We know Tally pitched, and she's had some really good games. So how did your season go?
It was good. For a while at the very beginning of the season, I was like number 1 in South Fork 2A for batting average, and then I kind of went down from there. But on the softball team, I was like 3rd highest batting average. Fielding was pretty good. The conference was good this year. I know East Lincoln's number 1, so they're in their playoffs tonight. But the season was really good. We haven't done any awards or anything yet because they're still trying to figure that out, but that should be soon though. So we'll figure all that out, and then baseball's starting, so we'll see how that goes too.
Football.
Yeah.
Wrapping up this weekend. They made it to the finish line. They'll start tomorrow night, Friday night, and then Saturday. We got 4 games. So we're going to look at each division, and I'm going to start with Chelsea. Chelsea, you got the 4A. Tell us who is playing in the 4A, and we'll discuss if we have any thoughts on those games.
Yeah, so 4A state championship is number 1 Grimsley High School versus number 1 Cardinal Gibbons. And then the 4AA is number 5 Vance High School versus number 2 Rollsville.
There's going to be some great matchups there.
Yeah.
Grimsley throws out some players named Grimsley. They have the top 2022 player in North Carolina, Travis Shaw. He's a defensive tackle. He's a 5-star. He's a top 10 national player. He was at VTO our last series, and so we saw him up close. How he's just dominant in everything. So he's leading this Grimsley team against Cardinal Gibbons out of Raleigh, who surprisingly they've had a really good year. They knocked off some pretty good teams, Richmond, and then they won last week. So should be a good game there at Keenan Stadium. They play Friday night at 7:00, and then the other game, Roseville and Vance. You got 2 really good teams there. Coach Samick has a lot of good prospects on that Roseville team. He's got a good quarterback, Byron Brown, that's been on our show. I think Chelsea, you possibly interviewed him.
Mm-hmm.
And with Noah Rogers, who's a wide receiver that's getting numerous Power 5 offers. Got a good offensive lineman, Josiah Henderson. Pancake, that's his nickname. So Roseville, a newer top school, making it to the state championship to take on the defending champions, Vance, who we got a Pancake on one side, and then we got Hollywood for Vance, Dalen Smothers, who I've done said that he's the next great running back out of North Carolina. He's been phenomenal. So you guys got any thoughts on those games? Have y'all got to watch any games, read about them, or anything?
I got my ticket to the Rollsville Vance game, so I'm looking forward to that and see those players who I interviewed from Rollsville in person.
I'm just a big Travis Shaw fan. I love him. I think he's a great person and a great athlete. So I think just the matchup between those two schools will be good, and just seeing him in his environment is a lot of fun to watch.
He tweeted out a video of him today, and I really loved it. I said, that's what a leader is. Evidently, that was taken last Friday. They played Butler. They were down to Butler, and they rallied and ended up winning late. They scored a touchdown with 14 seconds left to go, and he was like, he said something kind of, it stuck with me. He's like, the student section shouldn't be as loud as us. He's trying to get his teammates up and pump them up, and that's your definition of a leader and stuff. So 2 good ball games. I wish all those coaches and players the best of luck. Tally 3A. Tell us a little bit about the 3A teams.
So for the small 3A, we have Charlotte Catholic versus Havelock. And then the big 3A is Mount Tabor versus Cleveland. And I haven't seen any of those teams play, so I'm just interested to see.
Well, you should, since you're going to UNC, you might need to watch the Havelock game, since Camaro Edmonds, their running back, is a signee. He will be at Tar Heel probably in a month. So he's playing this week for a state championship. Then he'll be in Chapel Hill. He's had a great season. He missed I believe about 4 games with ankle injuries. He's got around 900 yards. He's not the only weapon Havelock has. So Havelock's been putting up a lot of scores. And if Jack was here, he's our Eastern North Carolina guru. he's seen Havelock. He knows
I think
all
he's
about
interviewed
those
Camaro.
schools there, and they're taking on the team. It's hard to pick against them. Charlotte Catholic. They've had such great teams in the past, and Charlotte Catholic don't beat themselves. He's got to take a really big effort for Havelock to beat Charlotte Catholic because they are very disciplined and they don't beat themselves. So that's going to be a really good game, and that's at Carter Finley Stadium, NC State at 7 o'clock, and then the 3 AA game, Mount Tabor against Cleveland. That's going to be entertaining. That's going to be played on Thursday night, I believe. Is it Thursday night?
Yes. Yep.
UNC. So it's going to be kind of funny. Cleveland people is going to think that's a home game since their colors are light blue, and some navy. So they'll fit right in at UNC. Of course, Cleveland will be playing without their star running back Omari and Hampton, but Mount Tabor, that they've had great tradition. So both of those games are going to be really, really good and high entertaining. That's what you want. You want the best teams playing there at the end. So Brianna, let's tell us about the 2A games.
Yes, so 2A, we have number 1 Reedsville versus number 2 Mountain Heritage. And then the 2 AA, we have number 2 St. Paul's versus number 7 Salisbury. Just from what I know, Reedsville and Mountain Heritage, I don't really know much about 2 AA, but I know we talk about those 2 schools a lot, so that'll probably be a really good matchup. That's about pretty much all I know. I haven't really got to watch them this year, but I'm sure everything's going to be a good game.
Reedsville, perennial powerhouse. They're football capital. State championships. They're in the hunt every year. So they have a standout wide receiver who Breon Pass, that great dual sport athlete, signed with NC State to play basketball. So a lot of the Wolfpack fans will be watching Breon, and they play 5 o'clock Saturday in Keenan Stadium. So Reedsville against Mountain Heritage. Mountain Heritage, very fundamentally sound football team for Coach Robinson. Good, tough mountain boys. The big slogan up in the West. They like to brag mountain football. That's a cliche up there. But those guys, they've had a great season. I believe they avenged earlier loss to Hendersonville to make it to the state championship. And then the other matchup, Salisbury, who's been in the championship. I believe they were there last year. They've been in there a couple of times here in the last few years, playing a newcomer in the state championship, St. Paul's. So what a good story for St. Paul's, and down there in the southeastern part of the state, making a great showing and getting to the state championship. Salisbury and St. Paul's play at 7 o'clock on Thursday night at NC State. Salisbury, led by linebacker Jalen Walker, the Georgia commit. We saw him VTO tally. That's who you're interviewing in the intro. We've seen Jalen just explode, and he made a commitment earlier this year to play for Coach Kirby Smart and the Bulldogs. So some good games there. You guys got anything?
I was really hoping Jalen would go to Clemson. I was begging him at VTO to choose Clemson. So, but I'm really happy for him. He's a great athlete, but I personally like Clemson.
Well, I believe a lot of people thought he was going to Clemson. So, he had some very good options, and really, really great kid. Nice family. His dad is the head football coach at Catawba. So, He's been around football a long time, and they sure did get a good one. But I want to mention, I don't know his name, but the kicker from Salisbury, he may be their MVP. He has hit 2 big-time field goals to put them in to advance each week. So he's been really good. And I hate I don't have his name, and I'm sorry I don't have his name. But Salisbury kicker, you're making a big case of getting some big time honors statewide. You keep kicking field goals like that.
For sure.
So, but that leads to 1A for me. And we got, let's see, 1A, we have Northside Pinetown, who is, I don't believe they've been in the playoffs. Wade Robbins. Thank you, Mike. Wade Robbins is the kicker for Salisbury. So Northside Pinetown making a trip to the state championship, and they got a tough opponent, Murphy, who is they make it just about every year. Somebody in the Smoky Mountain. If it's not Murphy, it's Robbinsville or Swain County. Coach Gentry, who's he's won a lot of ball games, and he's been on that sideline a long time. And just having him on the sideline can. I think I lost signal here, but just having him on the sidelines is worth a touchdown or so. And they've got they play at State at 12 o'clock, and then at UNC at 12 o'clock on Saturday. It's a rematch of East Surrey and Tarboro for their trilogy. They've played each other the last 2 years, make it 3. Tarboro, they have a great tradition with Coach Craddock. East Surrey with Coach Lohman. They've done really good over there in Pilot Mountain. They got a really good tight end, Benji Gosnell, who is committed to Ohio State. They have a good quarterback and Folger Boaz, who is the younger brother of Jefferson Boaz, who led the Cardinals to a state championship last year. So, you guys got anything on the 1A matchups?
No.
I hate my webcam went out. That looks awful. So
There's a comment saying Tarboro will have a running clock by halftime.
I don't know about that, Stevie. Tarboro's good, but East Surrey's their stingy defense. It's hard to judge Tarboro because East Surrey's I would say East Surrey has been tested more than Tarboro because Tarboro, every time I look at the scores, Tarboro's up 28-0 before our games even kick off around here. So they and East Surrey did play Reedsville, so it's going to be interesting. I know the first matchup, Tarboro really beat East Surrey pretty bad, and then last year East Surrey beat Tarboro very bad. So I'm wondering if this is going to be a close one. So, but yeah, state championships are this week, and we're gonna be wrapping up with football and stuff. But did any of you guys watch not guys, gals? Did any of y'all watch the draft, the NFL draft?
I watched a bit of it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm gonna go over a list of the kids that from North Carolina that got drafted, and I believe North Carolina was like 6th in the country with the number of draft picks from North Carolina, and I've covered a lot of these kids, and I'm so happy to see them move on to the next level with me covering them, whether it's just individual games or the recruiting process and everything. No, ma'am, Tarboro is 1AA. So there will be 1 AA. So when Todd Gurley played, they were 2A. If that helps you out anything. Thank you for watching in Murphy. We got some Murphy fans on here. So back to the draft pick, Brianna. Some kids in your area. Caleb Farley, who played at Maiden and Virginia Tech.
Mm-hmm.
He was the first one taken in North Carolina. He was a first-round draft pick.
Yep.
He opted out of playing at Virginia Tech, but I remember when he was at Maiden and he was Mr. Everything at Maiden. He just played quarterback, DB, just everything. He was everything from Maiden, and Maiden has a tremendous football following, and I know the biggest little football town in the world is very proud of Caleb Farley. So
For sure.
congratulations to Caleb. And then Jack, I know this has to be one of Jack's favorite, Javonte Williams out of Wallace Rose Hill and UNC. Javonte didn't have any Power 5 big-time offers coming out of high school. He won 4 state championships at Wallace Rose Hill.
Wow.
And got an offer from UNC, and he made the most of it there. Had an outstanding career at UNC and got drafted by the Denver Broncos. So good job, Javonte. And me personally, I've got to cover him with the Tar Heel Illustrated site with Carolina and everything. So he. But yes, ma'am, they went 1A a few years ago. So yeah, that is. I remember watching Tarboro and Heritage play a few years ago. So yeah, they've been 1A. I would say at least 5 years. So, but next kid was Landon Dickerson, another kid up in South Caldwell. He went to Florida State and then transferred to Alabama. He got drafted. Aleem McNeil, that's Sanderson. There's one of your Sanderson Spartans there, Chelsea.
Yeah.
Big Aleem. He went to NC State and he got drafted. So good job, Aleem. I remember him very well. And then the Vikings at number 78 in the 3rd round, they picked Chaz Surratt from East Lincoln. Chaz, great high school career, went to Carolina, and things didn't work out at quarterback, switched to linebacker. You know the story. Everybody knows the story. Probably one of the best stories in college football, changing positions. He got drafted by Minnesota. Devon Diablo. That's one of my favorite names. I've always had trouble pronouncing it. So he's from Mount Tabor, and he's also from Virginia Tech. And so he got drafted. And then we go down to to Charlotte, West Mecklenburg alum, De'Ami Brown, who played wide receiver at UNC. He got drafted by the Washington football team. C.J. Powell, J.H. Rose, and Clemson. He's a wide receiver. He got picked. And Tally, a kid from your area, your rival, Hamsai Nasruddin, who played at Concord. The A.L. Brown's biggest rival, the Bell Gang. He went to Florida State, and he got drafted as well. And then Larry Roundtree, another Raleigh kid from Millbrook, he got drafted too. So congratulations to all those kids. And we here in North Carolina are going to be pulling for you guys. There were also some kids that signed as free agents. Sage Surratt, who played at Wake Forest, and Lincoln, Chaz's brother. He signed with Detroit Lions, and a few others did as well. They signed as well. So just a good showing for high school football in North Carolina. I've always said North Carolina has tremendous talent in the state, and now it's just increasing each year. So, any thoughts on that? Do y'all have a favorite football team? Did you? We'll talk about the Panthers, who they picked, or something if y'all want to. That.
Not a favorite team, but Aleem's one of my favorite players, and his younger brother Jabril was, I think, my first interview. He's a Oregon commit, so that's cool for Aleem.
No, my favorite team's the Panthers, just because of how close they are to us.
Yeah.
Well, they picked J.C. Horn from South Carolina, their first pick, so he's pretty close and everything. So it's nice to see the the hometown school or hometown team do pretty good. I'm hoping that they start to get better. They had some tough losses last year, some close losses. So, Brian, I'm wondering who do you like? What's your team?
Well, I'm more of like a college football team, but my dad likes the Falcons and my mom likes Washington, so two completely different.
So you're in the middle.
Yeah, so I just pull for either, but I guess I'm gonna be a Jaguars fan now since Trevor and Travis Etienne got drafted there. So, and I'm a Trevor Lawrence fan, so I guess I'm gonna start pulling for the Jaguars.
Well, I'm Jack would have a field day with that, and I said, I'd love to know what he's doing now. If if he's playing baseball, Mama Leary, she usually is on during the show too. I'm just kind of one night during basketball, she gave us some info on his game, was telling how they was in overtime and Jack's team lost in overtime. But I'm kind of wondering how he's doing at the baseball game tonight and everything. So so softball, let's switch gears, softball and baseball. So I've been trying to keep up with football. So softball, where are they stage wide in softball and baseball? Are they halfway through the season or what?
Softball is in the second round of playoffs. Tonight would be like the first day of competition for the second round, and then baseball just started their opening week. I believe was last week or the week before that. So it's odd because they're not like correlated with each other this year like they usually are. But yeah.
That is weird because I thought that was right, and I thought, well, because I've seen predictions or playoff results, and then baseball, I'm like, well, I guess it's because the sports way they're set up. They got there's really no girls playing football. There are some, but that affects baseball. So. But anyway, so I know Chelsea says she's going to the games. So are y'all gonna watch any or what y'all gonna do this weekend? I plan on watching them.
So I will not be going. I'll be getting ready for prom, but
I
wish the best of luck.
Prom, I forgot. Facebook's been filled with prom pictures, so.
I'm not attending any of the games, but I will be watching from home because we had our prom last weekend, so I have nothing to do this weekend.
Well, I thought maybe Chris would sneak in, but he must be. If people don't know, Chris has moved to Florida, and he wanted to be on tonight, and I think he might be possibly traveling up this way to get up to watch the state championship games this week as they start tomorrow. So I believe he lives on the Gulf side of Florida, the southern part of Florida. So it's pretty good drive for him and stuff. But I've seen him on Facebook enjoying the beautiful Florida weather, the beach, the pool and everything. So I'm glad he finally got settled and everything. So, but if that's, I believe that's about all we got to. We've not had any much recruiting news, and with basketball, there's some things going on. Not a lot of basketball news and stuff. So, no, Stevie, Chris is probably he's probably riding in a car and stuff. So, but guys, y'all have had a great year. I've enjoyed it and everything, and glad to see Brianna back. We hadn't had you on here for a while. We was going to send the missing person report out on you,
I know it was
but
softball.
I'm sure you got
Thing was messed up.
you got a lot on your plate. And Tally, same with you. Seniors going to be graduating very very soon, and Chelsea, you're really busy too. So
Yeah.
gotta get there and get your do your grades and your sports as well. So, but any of y'all have any final thoughts for close out the show? Um,
Last words of wisdom. Jeez.
I always tell everybody soak up every single minute in high school and go to any sports you can and everything, be in any school curricular activities, anything and everything, because it flies by so quick. I remember freshman year, I was like, I'm never going to get out of here. And now that I'm leaving, I'm kind of like, I don't want to leave.
Mm-hmm.
So I really just attend everything you can and be so involved in school. And especially last year with everything getting taken away, you really realize when we were praying and hoping we'd have seasons and sports and everything. And then when it's finally here, you really don't take anything for granted, any second, nothing. So just don't take anything for granted and really take your time doing everything and soak in every single moment you have.
Good
Yeah.
advice.
I'm right there with them, Brianna. I picked up basketball again this year, and I'm just going to tell everyone, if there's even a chance you want to play something, like just play it. Just go out, just do it. Join everything. Like Brianna said, like when it's over, you're going to wish you would have. Just keep involved and all that good stuff.
Yeah. Try not to leave with any regrets.
Mm-hmm.
That's some great advice. Because I look back, I wish I'm gonna tell my age. 30 plus years, I was sitting kind of where y'all were at. And I didn't think anything. I mean, I was like, but I miss playing and everything. I played, and I played softball during the summer. So just when I was done school wise, I still played on up in the summer and went to camps and caught and all kinds of stuff. And I got hurt my junior year and tore my knee, and I missed basically my junior year, and I really regret that because we had a really good team, and we probably could have done really really well if I hadn't got hurt. And I always kind of look back on that and I'm like, why did I get hurt? Why? But, there's always a plan. There was a plan, you hate to say, for me to get hurt. So it led me to a different path, led me to going to a more comfortable school that I was, I grew up a Carolina fan. I always wanted, my dream was to play ball at Carolina, but it led me to a path to go to a smaller school where I'd had more individual attention, and I had a really good career at Wingate, going to 4 national tournaments. So just everybody, just be thankful that you got this season in, because look at your counterparts from last year. They didn't get. I don't know what y'all's graduation situations are, if they're going to have that, but it looks more like, you guys might have something like that. the other ones didn't. So, Chelsea, you got anything for end the show?
No, I still have my 2 more years of high school, so I'll take their words of wisdom strongly.
For sure. It sounds very cliche, but it's very true.
Yeah.
Well, I will add, last thing I will add is on VTO sports, the high school regional football combines will be starting up. I got the Elite 100 down in South Carolina to go to on Sunday, and then our first regional camp will be at Rocky River next Sunday. And so it's the start of a very busy May month for me. So, but let's see. We got one more question, and I have no idea what he's going to ask. Or did he put you on the spot with the wisdom? I see. So, all right. Well, guys, gals, we've had a very good kind of entertaining show. Maybe the guys will join us next time. And so this is Dana King from NC Preps. Just check us out on the website, NC Preps, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and everything. Maybe next time I'll have a picture. My camera won't go out in the middle of the show. So thank y'all, and y'all have a blessed day. Thank y'all for joining us.
Thank you.
Yeah, bye.
Bye, y'all.
Bye-bye.
Rockin' and Taylor, Rockin' and Taylor.